Hey guys, welcome back to my vlog. Now this is today's vlog. Today I'm gonna be talking to you guys, and today I'm gonna share like one of the recent artworks that I made on a handmade paper, and I'm gonna be talking about how I made that, and we're gonna be talking along the road because recently I've been feeling out of the creative stuff. Like I haven't been drawing and painting for almost 2 weeks because I was not at all productive and creative in these 2 weeks. So I'm gonna be talking about a little bit about that and also showing you how to do the acrylic pouring onto the handmade paper and how I did that, how I prep my paper before going with the acrylic pouring. So I'm going to be talking about that. Let's get straight with that. Before going good part, consider clicking the like button, and if you want to see more self vlogs, then consider subscribing to my channel. Now guys, this is the acrylic pouring that I did, and this is the handmade paper. You can see this is the handmade paper. Clearly it's a handmade paper and I did on this. It was very difficult to manage a handmade paper while doing an acrylic pouring, because while your paper is soft, it's full with the water, it's filled with the color, like it's wet, your paper is like this much and it's like wavy, and you need to manage it so well. So it was really hard to do the acrylic pouring on a handmade paper, but I did that, hopefully. I don't know how I did it. It was a little bit more messy and all around the corner when I was trying to do that, but I do still do it, and it's looking pretty amazing. Like this is my first try of acrylic pouring onto the handmade paper. I never did that before. In fact, I don't know how to paint on the handmade paper. I recently started making these handmade papers, so it was really hard for me to manage it. It was so soft when I was like doing the acrylic pouring, and my paper was breaking in between, and I was like, wow, what should I do next? So hopefully I did this one, and I really love the way the textures are coming out of it, and the acrylic pours, like the different colors have mixed so well together. Now I'm going to be talking about how I prepped my handmade paper to do the acrylic pouring on that. Now guys, this one is the paper that is kind of like a yellow in color. This is the handmade paper because I used the paper that was a yellow in color, so that's why this handmade paper is looking kind of like a yellowish in color. And then I primed this paper with this white base. Like at the back is yellow and in front it's the white. I primed this handmade paper with this base so that it can hold while I'm working on acrylic pouring, and it can make the paper a little bit more harder so that paper don't break while I'm like pouring the acrylic and all that. So that's what I did. So I'm going to talk about what I made this, like how I made this pouring medium. So let's talk about that. Now guys, this is the baby powder. You can see this is the baby powder. Like I think you can see very well in the camera. Yeah, I can see it's very well in the camera. So I use the first thing, that is the baby powder. You can use the normal powder as well if you don't have a baby powder. The second thing I used, that was the POP, that's a plaster of Paris. And the third thing that I use is the acrylic, white acrylic color. You can even use the acrylic medium, or even if you have white glue, you can also use that. Like whatever you can do, and mix all these ingredients well together. You need to mix the baby powder, the talcum powder, or even the normal powder, whatever you have. The second thing is the plaster of Paris. The third thing that you need to add is the acrylic, white acrylic color, or you can add the white glue, and mix all these ingredients well. You're gonna get a liquidy paste, liquidy kind of better. Add a little bit more water so that it can be a little bit flow, and then apply that medium onto the paper, onto your handmade paper, so that it can be a little bit more hard, because the POP will going to make your paper a little bit more hard, and the baby powder will going to provide the paper the soft texture, and the glue or the white color will going to give the white color as well. And apart from that, it will going to allow the POP and the baby powder to stick to the paper and provide that thicker surface onto the paper so that you can go and process with the acrylic pouring. So now I'm going to show you how I paint that paper. So let's get started. seen that I applied that powder, that paste onto my paper. Now this was the yellow paper and I applied the paste. Now it's looking like this after I allowed it to dry for some time. Now this paste had made my paper hard. So when I'm going to do the acrylic pouring on that, it will not going to break. It will not going to, like, paper pieces will not going to come out of it. And I will going to easily handle my paper because the plaster of Paris will going to provide the hardness to the paper, and this baby powder will going to provide the softness, and the glue will going to stick all two ingredients onto the paper so that it won't come out. So that is the medium I use, and this is way I prep my I prep my handmade paper before actually going for the acrylic pouring. You can even do before actually painting on that, because while you're painting on your handmade paper, if you're adding more water, you're going to see that your paper pulp is coming out of it. Like, it becomes so soft, like you're going to see that your paper will going to break. So at this time you can apply this kind of medium, or even you can apply the gesso, also the acrylic medium that we use to prime our canvases. You can also use that as well to prime your paper before going with the acrylic pouring or even going for painting, because it will really going to help you provide that base for your paper so that you can work it effective. So that's all I did for entire 2 weeks, guys. I've been in a situation where I was not feeling kind of like a productive working on the artworks, and I was giving a break because I have the multiple different streams of income, like I have my own art magazine as well, then I sell my art as well, then I do the print on demand, the KDP, and there are so many different businesses that I do online. So in that time, like, I was focusing on the business, I was not that much painting and drawing, so I was in a creative rut for a very long time. It was for almost like 15 days. I haven't been painted much, like I haven't been painted anything, because I was feeling like I don't want to do it, and I was giving a break. So I'm going to tell you guys that it's okay to be not okay all the time. It's okay to not to be productive at all the time, because we are human beings, we are not robots. So it's completely fine and completely normal to not to be wanted to do drawing or wanted to do painting or doing something that stuff. Because I've been for the 15 days not doing anything. I'm not working on my clay items. I've been making any sculptures or something like that. I'm just taking a break and focusing on the business. So that's just a short vlog of me talking about how I use the handmade paper for the acrylic pouring, and I showed my first acrylic pouring painting. It was really amazing, but kind of like a more messy, and also how I primed my paper, how I prepared that liquid for which you can prime your handmade paper before going with the acrylic pouring. So I hope you find this vlog useful. Leave a comment below, let me know what you think, and if you want more such vlogs, then don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Thank you so much for tuning in today's video. See you for the next time. Take care.